Hello. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Three times. Okay, great. Hi. Welcome all. Welcome all. I'm Wanda here. Wanda Budgets and Beyond. And happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, folks. Just going to do a brief reading and, of course, give commentary along the way with regards to a website that I found. And I think I mentioned in one of my previous ramblings with regards to people holding off giving their child a phone until they were in the eighth grade. So I went in and actually found the website waituntil8.org if you want to go there. There's a lot of information there. Once again, waituntil8.org is where you can get this information. Of course, I'm going to be giving commentary on what it is that I say here also on too. But the wait until 8th, it's a pledge that you can take as a parent to become involved in spreading the word about children waiting until they are, or the article says, at the end of the eighth grade before you actually give them a smartphone. Okay. So I'll read a little bit. The Wait Until Eighth Pledge empowers parents to rally together to delay giving children a smartphone until at least the end of eighth grade. And then it goes on to say that 10 years old is the average time when a child gets their first smartphone. Smartphone is going to be important here because you may not be able to. It's possible that you would like to have you would like to be able to communicate with your kid throughout the day as you are at work or doing whatever it is that you're doing. They're at school or doing whatever it is that they are doing, depending on the day of the week, and you want to be able to communicate with your kid. So that's why I say smartphone is important. You can get other types of phone that have limited options. Okay, so I don't want to bury the lead too much in all of this stuff. So some of the takeaways that I took from the article was that, as always, you have to communicate early and often with your children about any and everything. I will just try to focus in on the topic at hand. Do that, Wanda, about the phone and giving them the phone so early in their lives, etc., and the harm that it can do to them, especially when, of course, we know that their brains aren't fully developed. Of course, you are the parent or parents. Hopefully, it's a two-parent family, but that's a whole other thing. That you are in total control of what it is that your child uh, do, information that they take in. You're keeping it away from your kid. You're exposing your kid to it, the information, or just exposing your kid to things in life, etc. Of course, as they grow up, they are going to see and be exposed to other things, good, bad, or indifferent. But at the point that you can't control the controllables is when your child is in your house with you, etc. And of course, you once again communicating early and often is going to be the case. Of course, you're going to set up how you want your household to run, what you want to happen with regards to a whole host of things, with regards to chores, when age appropriate, of course, chores, can't talk. English is not my first language. Chores, bedtime, school, extracurricular activities, any and everything that you know that is going to happen or will be happening or should be happening in your home, you are going to control for that. And I guess control is a strong word. You're going to make the rules, etc., with regards to that. No one is saying be a dictator, but you are in control. You, the parent, are in control, etc. So of course, we want to control the controllables because once they get into a public school, if that's the way that people want to go, then it's going to be a whole lot of what their rules are. And then you, the parent, are going to have to get on with it or get along with it or go with it if you so desire, unless you decide to do something different. So, but wait until eighth. That's the whole thing is they want to empower parents to, before they give their kid a smartphone, wait until at least the end of eighth grade. So this article mentioned about Silicon Valley executives, and maybe you all have heard this, that they don't even expose their children. They don't give their children a smartphone. Once again, smartphone is going to be critical here. And of course, this article goes on to list some of the reasons why it is probably not a good idea to do that. And then, of course, with me, the first thing is you are the parent. One, control the controllables. Two, your child's, brain, etc., is developing all the time. So you want to have some control of what goes in, what is going in. You get what it is that I am saying. You want to be able to control what is going in, into their brains, into their minds. Childhood is changing for children. Of course, in the olden days, we would go outside, play with our siblings, if we had any cousins, the kids in the neighborhood, etc., all the time, especially during the summer months. Uh, After we got out of school, maybe we're participating in extracurricular activities, etc., when the phone was not present at all. And if it was present, the kids did not have one, but in most cases, the parents themselves didn't have it. We was just still on the landline thing, etc., the rotary phone, etc. It goes on to say playing outdoors, spending time with friends and family, reading books, and just maybe doing board games with your family, etc. Just doing the things in life, getting up, maybe exercise, eating, exercising, maybe going going out and grocery shopping, going clothes shopping, going to friends and family homes, etc., for the holidays, or just on Sundays. That will be a thing. People will come over to, you know, your mom's house, etc., that type of thing. A lot of that is lost, has been lost for quite some time for a lot of folks, and it has been replaced by the screen, the telephone, laptops, all the machines that are distracted. Smartphones are addictive. As we know, the kids are on them, and the parents and the adults in the lives. And if these adults are parents, we're seeing people there all the time on their phones, scrolling, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I get it, some folks may be doing some type of business work, et cetera. We don't know, but it is what it is. The phone is a part of our lives now, but they are addictive to our children who may not know how to process the information or the things that they are seeing on these machines. They may not be able to do that. And then this report is filled with, once again, waituntil8.org is where you can go and get all this information. A lot of these things that I'm reading has a lot of links to the actual study, report, etc., survey, polls, whatever it is that they did to back up their information, etc. Smartphones are an academic distraction. It goes on to say elementary and middle school years establish the foundation for your child's academic success. So if they are on their phones all the time, either during school, not sure how that is happening, and after school, et cetera, then that is problematic. It goes on to say children learn how to productively manage time, projects, and homework during these elementary and middle school years, because of course they're going to be learning a whole lot of things, how to manage their time when they are in the class, doing the work in the class, and when they're doing their homework at home. And then that spills over into, of course, just life skills, how to manage their time when they are doing the life skill stuff, work, how to, managing, when they get a job, managing the work at the job, managing the time that they are at work, doing their work, managing their time there, when they are at home, when they are doing their chores, et cetera, et cetera. They're learning how to productively manage their time. This thing says projects and homework. Once again, it gives a lot of uh, places where you can go and get the reports, et cetera, on all of this. It says children who spent more than 2 hours a day looking at a screen got lower scores on thinking and language tests. Interesting. One study demonstrated how the smartphone can actually lower their grade. It goes into a whole lot of stuff, goes into a whole lot of things. And it says, of course, the opposite, that one particular report found that children who attend schools with smartphone bans did better on tests. So they're not distracted by the phone. That makes sense. Excessive smartphone use is altering children's brain. A smartphones impair the sleep because they think that they're going to miss out on something. They don't know the latest thing that's being posted on TikTok and all these other social media platforms, etc. Uh, they have texts coming through. They have their phones on, so they're hearing all the bells and whistles every time something goes off on the phone. They want to be over there looking at it, etc. So it is definitely messing with it's impairing their sleep. They're not getting enough sleep. And then if they're school age, they have to get up the next day. They're all groggy, and by the time they get into a full on sleep, then it's time to wake up to go to school, and then they're groggy, and then behavior things can happen. Now the next thing, it says screen time impacts behavior. Tweens who spend more time on screens have a higher likelihood of developing disruptive behavior disorders. And then also it mentioned in here something about oppositional defiant disorder, and that is from watching videos and television, playing video games, and texting. So it says that the difference, I guess, between the two, let me see what it says. Conduct disorder is characterized by violating others' basic rights or social or societal rules with actions such as bullying, vandalism, and stealing, while ODD, oppositional defiant disorder, is marked by a pattern of angry or irritable mood, argumentative or defiant behavior, and vindictiveness. Smartphones interfere with relationships. Yeah, if you're constantly on your phone, you and your friends are there together, and both of you or one of you is constantly on the phone, how are you having a relationship? How are you engaging in conversation? How are you seeing how this person actually is doing? Maybe this person has a problem and they want to speak with you, but you're so engrossed on being on your phone that you aren't paying attention to your friend that is there in front of you that wants to spend time and engage with you. So yeah, they can interfere with relationships. People want to be on their phone more than they want to have eye-to-eye contact and a face-to-face conversation. And then if your phone is going off all the time when this is happening, that's problematic also too. Smartphones increase the risk of anxiety and depression. And then also mention that it puts children at risk for cyber bullying, which is we know it's on the phone bullying. You're saying mean, hateful, bad things to someone on the phone, and it may be with regards to their appearance in every way, shape, form, and fashion. It could be their wages, how they look. Maybe they have some type of disability, etc. You're on the phone making and posting and saying things to uh, the one person themselves directly, or maybe on a full platform where others can see the things that you are saying. And that is problematic. And this report mentions it may make someone over time, or maybe in the first instance, do something to themselves to where they are no longer here on planet Earth. You get what it is that I am saying. So we have to be mindful about that. And with regards to the cyberbullying, uh, in this, and it has a report from Pew. Um, it says nearly half of U.S. teens have been bullied or harassed online. And this is from a 2022. The little link, it says 2022, December 2022. It's a PewResearch.org link to it. Only 1 in 10 victims will inform a parent or trusted adult of their abuse. Now, that is interesting. And to me, it goes back to constantly communicating with your child, having an open relationship with your child, you're talking with your child, having your child talk with you, not talk back at you in that way, but um, say what it is that they need and want to say to you, and you're taking that information in and definitely having a conversation. You as a parent definitely want to make sure that you can get your child to open up, and that your child will open up to you so that they can talk to you about any and everything, because this is frightening. If we don't know, only 1 in 10 victims actually tell their parent or some other adult that they are being bullied, is is unacceptable. And it is my hope that your child can talk to you, the parent or parents, with regards to if they are being bullied or feel that they are being bullied, etc. Online or otherwise. Once again, back to the takeaway: communicating with our kid is important. You are going to set up how things are going, and you're going to let your kid know, hey, if these type of things are happening, don't give into peer pressure, don't be following the leader and all this other stuff, etc., giving into peer pressure. And if something is happening at school, to let you know um, soonest, okay? But this is where, if you've been communicating with them all along, from infancy, basically, then, and you got that relationship going, and all of this is going to be helpful to you. And bear in mind that when your kids go to school and they get to a certain age, and of course, you are a dummy as a parent, because their peers there, the ones that are in their class, the 9 or 10, 11 year, they know more than you as the parent know. So you have to be able to lay the foundation uh, very soon that I know a few things, without telling them that I know a few things, um, very often, because if they get into, with their peer groups, and even if you did communicate with them early and often, etc., once they get with their peer groups, it becomes a little different. Sometimes they want to belong, so they may start doing things, etc., 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 or they may be peer pressure into doing something. So you have to be talking to them so that they can resist those type of things, have their own mind, think for themselves at all time. And it can be hard. It can be hard. And I think part of this is you don't want them to be on the phone seeing this type of behavior and possibly not seeing what is happening on the end of it, because they are scrolling so much. They may miss the story that, someone at their school, did something to themselves to where they are not here anymore. They may miss that story because they're, scrolling past and looking at another story, etc. And nonetheless, the smartphones expose children to a certain type of, I don't want to say the word, context, the way that they got here, the way that we all got here. Besides IVF, the natural way that people get here, that type of content, maybe way before their minds, their brains can process what it is that they're seeing or hearing, etc. So be mindful. I know that you all are mindful of that. Also, the phone, and of course, via social media, eating disorders can pop up, maybe with the young men too, but definitely with the young ladies. We get on there, we see these thin people, etc., and we want to be that if we're not thin, etc., or maybe we are thin and we want to be thinner. Just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on and happening here when we have children that are on these machines looking at it and unable to process what it is that they are seeing, because and if they have a friend group, etc., that all of them are thin and they may think that they are, bigger than the friend group, then they may want to do something, etc., etc. Who knows what stuff that the friend group people are saying, and it may not be mean or anything. They're just saying that they are, they're eating a particular way and they're working out or something, or drinking a lot of water, and that's all that they're saying. And they're not saying that you or your kid that may not fit into the thin group should be doing those type of things, etc. Sometimes, kids are just talking and they're just saying what it is that they're saying because they are children and they don't know how that may be having an effect on, their friend in the friend group that may be a bit larger or something, another like that. You all get what it is that I am saying, because the children, they can't process that 25 things can be true at the same time. Like we said, two things can be true at the same time, and the two things can be polar opposites, etc. So yeah, that is that. Once again, I had mentioned smartphone. There are options for parents um, that who want to keep in contact with their children can purchase different types of phones. They have all these different type of things out here, and the most important thing is some of these don't have a data plan where they can, go to the social media sites and all these other things. And I'll just read off a few of them, and you can go and check them out. I did punch in stuff, and they did have a link, a website, etc. They have the Gizmo Watch, which is from Verizon, and I did go to that. It is Verizon Smart Family Plan, and it does a whole lot of different things. You would just read to see what all stuff they offer, so that your child can have a phone, but not be on these social media apps, etc. And some of the things that I wrote down for this particular one, and I am sure that you can get these particular things with a phone also in two. It said it provided two-way voice calling. The site blocks certain apps until the child is ready. It turns off the web during school hours, bedtime, and dinner. You'll know their location. You can view their driver or passenger activity. It has GPS boundaries. Um, you can receive automated alerts when a child exceeds the boundaries. It says it's waterproof, has a to-do list, a fitness tracker, chores, a to-do list to manage chores and homework. But you can definitely go and check it out. Tick Talk Watch, probably got a phone. Gab Watch, lots of different things. This one, Gab Watch, has a lock mode, safe zones, things to avoid distractions. Your location services is on these things. Bark Phone, Pinwheel, Light Phone, Wise Phone, something that you want to check into. And like I said, they all offer a host of things. You just read what the plan offers that works for you and your kid. Some don't have any apps on there or no web service. They give you just the basics. Lots of parental control on these phones, so that they're not going to. I think the most important thing is that they're not going to these social media sites and taking in this content, and their brains aren't fully formed, etc. But if that is something that works for you, any of these plans, and you want to check them out and suit yourself, once again, the site is waituntil8.org to go over there and see what all it is that they are talking about. And I guess if your child, depending on the age, et cetera, has a phone already, and it's getting a little bit too crazy for you, whatever that means to you, et cetera, then you may want to, talk with your kid about cutting back, or saying you're going to cut back, or you just put parental controls on the phone at this point, to where you can have a little bit more peace of mind. But definitely talking with your kid, et cetera, about it. And once again, the thing did mention about some type of disorder where they're playing the video games and watching TV, etc. That's another thing too. We have to be mindful about, when they're doing the video games, not just on the phone, but on these other machines also, into, because this, I think, is a new way that children play for the most part, unless they are participating in some, active regulated sports like soccer, baseball, basketball. They are involved in these particular sports, during the school year, after school, during the summer, etc., like an organized type setting, etc. So just some information I wanted to bring to you with regards to our children and the cell phone. Sadly, mostly the bad, but a way that you can uh, get a hold of it, manage it from early on. And if they've already had a smartphone, then maybe you can cut back on the plan over time, etc., and then to where, okay. But definitely the main thing is always communicating with your child early and often. And you are the parent, you are in control, etc. Control the controllables. I do appreciate your time. Thanks as always for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I do appreciate it. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.